All right, welcome to Point of View. Is your host again, Philosophyr X. Today we're actually in a special kind of environment. We're still in the same studio. Yeah. Don't get it messed up. You know, this is called the DC Discussion Couch. So today we're trying to get that discussion happening, man. It's really about that. It's really about our people. It's really about ourselves. It's really about acknowledging ourselves, right? Yeah. So enough with that. I'm going to actually jump into our disclaimer. So just to give you a disclaimer what we do here, you know, so point of views, you know, all material and point of views are not really used for any commercial benefits, right? This platform supports unsigned talent, hidden talent, and promote artists from all industries. Whether you're an artist, a professional, whatever not, we'll still call that art because you put time to actually perfect it. So it's really important that we acknowledge that as an art, right? Nothing on this show is privately owned by Point of View. All credit goes to the creditees who are maybe or may not be involved in the process of developing this content. So we have to acknowledge that because that's very important that people understand what we're talking about, you know, and this is what we're talking about. Just to keep that short, man, all the content that you see here, they're all cited. Email me at pointofview.net at gmail and you know what's up, you know. Matter of fact, you got to start promoting yourself in this kind of platform. This is your platform, please. If you have any material, any advertisement you want to do, right? This is a free platform. Please make sure you are there and make sure you're actually sending us emails of what you want us to actually present on your behalf, because I think this is a community engagement. We have to engage as people, you know. So just to keep that very short, it's Philosophyr X. I have a very nice segment lined up today, right? But I'm going to start by introducing actually my host. Today I have a co-host who's doing the one-timer today, you know, so she's a bit nervous. I'm not going to put her on the spot. But she's co-hosting it right now with me, right? And our special host today is going to actually be James Luak. So James Luak's coming through today. You're going to learn more about him. We're going to play a game to learn more about him and make everything kind of very flowing and stuff like that. But the co-host that I want to introduce today is actually here. She's a female. I know, right?
Yeah.
This is insane. So Lizzie Perry, come on, tell us about you.
All right, so good evening, everyone. My name is Lizzie Perry. I'm 24 years of age. I work as a support worker and work for the National Disability Insurance Scheme. Speaking has always been a part of me. I've always wanted to bring out my thoughts and my perspectives. So hopefully we can all learn a thing or two tonight. And yeah, I'll pass it along.
Well, that was well spoken of, man. Like, I think you made for this. My bad. But hey, back to James Luak, man. James Luak, I'll give you an intro about James Luak. So James Luak is actually one of the community leaders, and there's a lot more we're going to learn about him. But I think it's better that he speaks on his point of view. So James Luak, tell us, what are you all about, man? What's going on?
First of all, it's a great pleasure to be here. Point of View, it's a great platform. I encourage you to get behind it, my community. As he mentioned my name earlier, my name is James Luak. I'm one of the youth advocates. My job is to make sure we educate our youth of the culture and where we come from and elevate their mind to the state where we can move as a community. So I work around youth all the time. I've got family of my own, but I dedicate my time and my free time to educate our younger one and make sure they understand where we come from and where we're going forward. And I think this is a beautiful platform to start the conversation on.
Advocacy. So point of view. What's your point of view of this show?
My point of view is to move this show to make sure it goes all the way to the top and get all our point of view on it. That will drive it forward.
Thank you very much. Well, so look, guys, today the topic is actually very exclusive right now. We've chosen to actually get out of our comfort zone for once, you know, and really touch a topic that I think is very unspoken in our community or just in our society as a whole, you know. I think we need to stop using this word community, because every time you use the word community, you're actually kind of segregating yourself into one little corner, right?
I agree. 100%.
So I think we've got to start using the word society. We are society people, you know. We all have a life values, and it's really about that, you know. So really what we do. So a quick rundown what we're doing today. So the title is called Fun to Mental.
I like that.
Fun to mental. It has to be fun to your mental. Because your mental, your space, right?
It is.
And we're gonna make that very fundamental. And the founding product behind it, or the defining topic, this is mental health.
That's correct.
We want to introduce mental health to people. We want to talk about mental health, but from our point of view, none of us here are professional in the mental health sectors, so we have to promote ourselves in a way that everyone recognizes that we are individuals who experience it or can support. Right? Because I feel the word professional, it's literally, and I used this yesterday at my conference. I think the word professional means you have a duty care to others.
It is.
100%. I agree.
Would you agree with that? You want to add anything on that?
I agree 100%. I think duty of care it's our duty to provide care for others and also for ourselves.
Just like point of view, it's
100%.
voluntary. You ain't got to say no.
100%.
What do you think? What do you think?
I strongly feel that duty of care, like James has mentioned, is really important. You have to go deep within yourself and realize that duty of care comes with empathy, it comes with learning and being patient towards yourself and others as well.
I agree with that. I think that's spot on, you know. So that's literally what we're doing. It's fundamental. Straight
up,
with it, right?
straight
It's
up.
fundamental. Your mind need to have a way of engaging itself and really recognizing itself as an individual. Even your mind is an individual to your heart.
No.
It's an individual to all the elements of your body, because everyone plays a character. Everything in your body plays a part.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right? And everything plays a part, which means we all play a part. So duty of care becomes that resilience that we're talking about.
100%.
Right? So just very quickly, right, guys, today's I wanna start talking, right? I wanna start with actually James here. James!
Put me on hot spot. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
You got it coming, right? So look, I guess my first question to everyone in this room today, right, is how serious do you take the idea of mental health? And is it really important to you, or do you feel like it's important to the youth out there at the moment? Because that's what we're talking about this today. So what is your thought on that?
I think it's important, you highlighted earlier, that we're not going to focus on the community. You mentioned something that's very interesting. It's a society.
Yeah.
Now, we live in a society where they're in denial of mental health.
Yes.
Now, we need to differentiate between the mental health and the mental illnesses. Now, mental health is where you're in a state of mind, functioning, doing your duty of care, doing your daily basis without any requirement of help from anybody else. Mental illnesses is where you are physically healthy, but mentally unfit. And may not be a disabled person, that is, you can see the effect in it, but it could be internal mental struggle that you can't see it.
Exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to understand as a society the importance of mental health. It's like having a car without all the requirements. Now, if you have a car without wheels, you're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
So if you're not mentally fit, you pretty much can't do anything.
Yeah.
So it's one of the very important health that we should need to focus on, that we are clear mentally, and then that will drive our physique to whatever we need to do.
Wow.
So to me, it's very important, highly important.
Wow. Hey, that's James Luak, right? That's his point of view of this show.
100%.
That was so good, man. I think your answer, I've picked up one thing in your answer. You said differentiated. That's a very important word that we got to start saying in our community, you know what I mean? Like, people don't understand what the word differentiated means, you know? Like, I know that we're all professional at the end of the day. I also know that we all have the time, you know, to share our skills or to share our background and our professionalism. But sometimes we don't know how to differentiate. You know, so to me, I'll explain what differentiation means. Differentiation is actually focus on one thing at a time. Can you elaborate? Can you correct me if I'm wrong?
100%. I think 100%.
It's to just focus on one thing at a time and to make sure that one thing succeeds before you tap into the next goal, to the next steps. You know, I call it the milestone personally, you know, because, go on.
100%. I think you got exactly what it means. That's exactly what it means.
Thank you.
One step at a time.
They call me the walking dictionary.
My man.
We're gonna let that go. Babe, so I wanna hear from our co-host here, you know. So what do you think? We know exactly right. Same questions. I'm not gonna repeat it because we're running out of time. So tell me, what do you think? You know what is mental health to you, right? And how serious is it to you personally? And should it be important to the people who don't know about it?
Yeah. So from my perspective, mental health is really important. It's a topic that each and every one of us tend to shy away from speaking upon. We all need to understand that each and every one of us have been through that phase before. I have myself, but the only way I was able to come out of that state of mind is by speaking to others and honestly beginning to realize that it is important to talk to someone rather than keeping it in. Because when you begin to talk to someone about some of the mental issues that are going on internally, you begin to heal. That's a healing process that you begin to step upon. And it's really important to not silence your voice, because that's the only way that it builds up. It builds up. Mental health is really important. I strongly feel that it's something that we don't tend to talk about within our community. Our parents as well need assistance. We need to educate our parents. We need to educate this generation that it's not an embarrassment to speak about some of the internal issues that you're going through. It's a strength, matter of fact, in all honesty.
Yeah.
It is a big strength to open up and tell one another the areas that you're struggling in so that you may seek the help and support that you need. One thing we need to understand is this mind is very powerful. We need to learn to train the mind and not let the mind train us. The mind is
pretty
very
hot. That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot.
all right. So
That's pretty hot.
You're not gonna get a bell next time. That's what I need to do next. That was beautiful. Well said.
Long story short, I will encourage each and every one of us to start taking things into their own hands. Speak to your partner, speak to your mother, speak to your family members and your community as well. Educate your community. If you strongly feel that our elders do not understand what mental health is, speak to them and educate them. That's the only way we'll win at the end.
Wow. I think she wrapped the whole show in one go.
I think I should just go to sleep.
Gentlemen.
I think we both should just go to sleep.
Cowboy heads out.
Pass that.
Looking like trash right now. That's how you know we go through, right? So that was well said, Lizzie. And that's Lizzie Pearl. She's actually here today to co-host this show with us. So, but she's also an individual.
Thank you.
Right, so I don't want to take that away from her. She's actually also a guest today, right? This is her first time here. Anyone who comes through our doors, they have to be the guest, right? First and foremost. But I think we had this vision a while back.
We have.
3 years down a while back, I'm like, that has to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're here now doing it.
Here we are.
You know, so thank you so much for that profound, really, that profound input of your perspective, right? I'm gonna go to the next question, guys, right? Because I really want us to get this discussion very hard and out there. And I'm gonna go back to James because I'm that I'm like numbers.
You got the rotation going.
That's what it is, and eventually I might be like, oh, question for me, So I'll allow you guys to ask me a question too, because I think even I, at some stage, has felt mental health, right? Sometimes we as individuals don't know when we're actually mentally conflicted.
Yeah.
Right, and that's very hard to identify because that's what the show's about. People don't know enough about it, so we don't know if it's really affecting us or not. Sometimes you might get just angry and you be like, oh, why really am I angry? And why am I angry all the time?
Yeah.
Is that anger management or is it mental issues?
I know, is it angry or am I just ill? Should I just get that day off? And I'm like that, I just look for days off every day,
And now that you've mentioned it, you do need a day off. At the end of the day, it's really important to realize that there is a mental issue going on, and you need to take 3 steps back to go within and figure out what it is that is really irritating you.
Correct.
So that was a really good point.
I agree with you, but me, I'm a bit slick.
Slicker man.
Can't come to work today. I feel a bit clocked out. But y'all know me. You know me very well how I operate, but that was really it, So my next question: do you think that the cause of mental health, right, occurs and actually can be shared? Can you share an example of a cause of mental health that you or someone have gone, if you stepped out of your comfort zone to even help them, right? And this is actually a question addressed to you. Have you personally felt that, and to what degree do you feel like you made an impact to yourself or to the person who you were trying to really get back on their feet? Because it's all about headspace, man. And shout out to Headspace, man. Shout out to DHS. You gotta know the platform.
Straight up.
But got it.
That's a pretty good question. I think the first step is to recognize that you're going through it.
Yeah.
I think when you have the recognition of knowing that you're going through something that is unusual, that's the first step.
Powerful.
Then when you recognize it and feel it, then you can come up with different strategies of how to handle it. Now, mental health, a lot of people reckon it's a disease or it's something that is happening to few individuals, but no, it happened to everybody.
That's true.
Everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
Myself, I went through it, and the only the definition and the solution I had for it is understanding that I have it. Therefore, what is the next step? What is the next step to take? Now, I recommend people that don't approach it directly, because when you are going through it, everyone around you are your enemies.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone around you are putting you down somehow.
Yeah.
Everyone around you, they think they're better than you.
Yeah.
Therefore, we really need to approach it in a different way.
Yeah.
Rather than approaching a person to help, approach to understand what's happening.
Correct.
For example, if you're going through so much as I went through it, I'm not gonna come directly to you and be like, look, I know you have a problem, I can fix it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
Like, brother, I know you're going through so much. I'm here to help.
Yeah. And that's very interesting that you said that, because part of these 4 questions that we talk about, when I should tell people even how to start talking to someone that you might feel is going through this mentally, and it's important that we actually to give them some key or some footsteps to start working with. When I felt like I was mentally ill, I didn't even know I was mentally ill. I just thought it was the news. It was a new vibe. This is the reckless vibe.
You thought it was gonna pass.
He's just gonna drop it like it is. I was that lost.
Yeah.
That, and I guess back to your point. Like I didn't know I was mentally ill. Right? I didn't know that, having to do so much, and I have a big plate of my own plate. Like my plate, Senia. You know what Senia means?
Halla kabir.
I don't have no waka. I got plates.
Halla kabir.
So my plate's so big, man, and they say you gotta divide everything like a pizza. I'm eating one piece for too long. That's all I gotta say. Real talk.
So done.
Hey, this couch is expressing truly who I am.
I love it.
I think it's expressing
You're so
truly
natural.
who I am.
It's amazing.
You know what I mean? So and I didn't know that. And I need to find ways to know that. It took my partner to recognize that I was in trouble.
Yeah.
Right, and then I started listening to her more. Because again, it's about recognizing. When I recognized I was in trouble, I had to start listening to my partner more, listen to, what advice she has to put.
Yeah.
Right, and why is that? She's probably saying that like, what's going on? I don't know this guy like that. Like, what's going on? So I really had to step onto that. But I really want to hear, Miss Pearl here. What is your input, Lizzie?
My own input in regards to this question is that mental health, fundamental health.
See, you're gonna get to that.
I love it.
Like James mentioned before, it is the ways for us to actually recognize it within ourselves or within others is by simply observing others.
Correct.
Asking questions, and it could be as simple as, "Are you okay? How's your day going? How's everything?" Checking up on one another shows the other individual that there is someone there for me. There is someone that cares about my mental health side of things. It's not easy. It isn't easy at all.
It isn't easy.
And like you've mentioned, the universe brings people to you to open a new door. Yeah. And that door is in regards to realizing yourself and who you truly are. Yeah. And that no matter what happens, whatever thought comes into mind, it's really temporary. Yeah. It won't be there. You need to go through that phase to step to another level of awareness. Yeah. So we need to forgive ourselves over and over and over again and have patience within ourselves. Because no one is perfect and anyone can go through it.
I can't forgive me though.
You messed up a lot of time, didn't you?
The history just continues.
Guys, I know I am behind the scenes. I'll give you a break for a minute so that we can play the music. Everyone can get relaxed. This is Point of View with my man in the studio at the moment. He is the philosopher. He's the special guest in the studio, and we all know who they are. Lady, can you introduce yourself? Or you can, I don't know, is it an introduction? You've already introduced
It's now the host.
Can you just tell us who you are again and what you do?
All right. So once again, my name is Lizzie Purr. I am a support worker. I am qualified as a youth worker. I've always wanted to work with youth because once upon a time in life, I went through a really dark spiral. And look who made it out of that spiral. So
boom.
Lizzie. All the way up. Boom.
You're like a fishnet.
So being here tonight is a massive privilege. I strongly feel that in this present time, in this present moment, I am truly chosen to be here and speak to those that aren't aware of the issues that are facing each and every one of us. So that's who I am. Wow. And we'll chat soon.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Can you tell us who you are and what you do? Again.
another shout out to Point of View. Come on, guys, we need a platform like this. You know what I'm saying? Where we can bring awareness and obviously send messages to people that need help. My name is James Luak. I'm one of the youth advocates in our community. I do not like to be in a spotlight. I like to do things behind the scene and make sure things are done. Pretty much it's a great privilege to be here. It's a great platform. I was dying to come here and I'm actually here today. It's a dream come true. And I can't wait to spin the turnaround.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Philosopher, we won't give you any time to talk. This is Point of View. The next song we're going to be playing
this is amazing.
is from the man himself, Trilogy. He was here. You still remember the song that he gave us, Television, man. That's the song we have here.
I'm going to start dancing.
What's going on like I do, oh yeah. And you don't even care about a thing that they do, but I do, oh yeah. They're lying to you on the television all day, but you really think that everything is okay, and you don't care about anything that they do, but I do, oh. Some people matter, some people not even, some people living, some barely be breathing. Some people's life is like heaven, and some wanna be leaving. Some will never get the justice they want. Won't you look for yourself now, yeah? Cause they hold back on cures now, yeah. It could've been you, this could've been me. Some said it was justified, yeah. Some people think that they know what they would do, yeah. Only when it happens to one of them they really care. So I guess life for some people it ain't really fair, no. I guess life for some people that's just how it goes. Close up and you hear the truth, yeah. Cause they'll show you something but there ain't no proof, yeah. Tell me that it's true because you saw it on the news, yeah. How long until the truth is gonna start looking for you, yeah. Do you really know what's going on like I do, oh yeah. And you don't even care about a thing that they do, I do, oh yeah. They're lying to you on the television all day, but you really think that everything is okay, and you don't care about anything that they do, I do. Some people see, some people will never. Some niggas will party, and other niggas are clever. Some people hear it, they feel a change in the weather. You know that they can see what's really going on. Even after all they don't you look for yourself now, yeah. Because they hold back on cures now, yeah. No reason. It could have been you, this could have been me. Still thinking it's justified, yeah.
DJ RonRon, I'm behind the scenes. Obviously, you can't see me. You can always hear my voice. In the studio here, we've got Aban and we've got special guests in here. And I'll let the guys continue with the show, man. Aban, sorry
welcome
for
back,
talking
guys.
too much.
Point of View, obviously, no more disclaimers because that takes a while to read.
Yeah, man.
But hey, welcome to Point of View, man. Hey, thank you, Lizzie, for being here. Right, your presence really lights up the room, man. You gotta understand that Mother Nature.
That's it. Who run the world?
Girls.
See? I understand how you're floating right now. This is real talk. If you're a gentleman, you understand yourself. You understand that you need that.
Thank you.
Right? So thank you for being here. Really, it's a privilege to have you here. And I want to see more of you.
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of character with you that need to be expressed out there.
Exactly.
And we need to develop as individuals as well. You are developing character. You like my best friend since day one.
I know.
Right? I haven't seen her for a minute. I connect with her. Like this.
That's it. Look at us now.
Damn. Right. So hey, James Luak, man, thank you so much. You had so much really good, amazing input that you put before. Right. I really appreciate your advocacy services within the community. I think that's really need to be tapped on. And I think also we need to actually start understanding that us alone we can't do it by ourselves. We need to start creating that team. And I'm an advocacy myself. And I'm still learning about the whole advocacy services, right? But I would like someone else to just sit down with me and be like, look, we can do it this way, we can do it that way. We can actually magnitude our focus, right? Magnitude making just richly working on it day in day out to the point that people understand what we're talking about, you know. So really, thank you for being on the show, man. Got anything to say?
Actually, I think you picked up a good point here. I think we need to gravitate to unity, and that's the only way we can elevate ourselves from this position we're in. And gravitation toward unity is very important, and that's one of the important key elements that we need to focus on as a community.
Correct.
And you highlighted it very perfectly.
Hey, thank you for that, man. We need that unity. We also need one more thing, man. And I said this in my conference yesterday. I was on the spot. I had to speak, but I'm like that guy you don't want in the club. He's just gonna start trouble.
Straight up.
I'm being serious. Like, this is who I am. My personality. Sometimes like, why do I always do that? Like that they don't like me because I'm too straight up. You know. So but exactly about that. You know, like I wanna express things. You know, I am basically I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right. And being an entrepreneur is to understand that everything else have a lens. Right, but I don't want to focus on the lens sometimes. Sometimes I want to focus on me. Yeah. I want to focus on the young people. I want to address really what's happening, whether they like it or not. Right? You know, and I want to tell people, like, whether you like something that I put on Facebook or not, you actually have to evaluate what it is.
Exactly.
You have to evaluate at that present time what did I say it for?
Yeah, because there's a reason behind
first person? Yeah, what was it said in first person? You know, like my family, something like, dude, you talk about us? I wish. You know, like you say,
I've just touched just a little bit about us.
5% about us.
I wish it was about us, but I'm just speaking third person because I want people to understand that this is an issue in our community, right? And it's very important we do that. So basically, I'm going to start off, you know, it's mental health again, you know, fun to mental. Fun to my mental, fun to your mental.
That's it.
Fun to my mental.
In your mind, you got a playground. You're going to leave it like that. But I want to give some facts, man. So 1 in 5 Australians have a mental illness or disorder. Did you guys know that?
Absolutely.
Right? You know, next thing is almost half of us, 45%, will experience mental health condition in our life.
100%.
Strongly agree.
Right? Over 5% of mental health problems occur between the age 25. I think, you know, and the last one that I have is, you know, the LGBTI, which I don't know what that stands for yet. I can live it, elaborate on that matter. So LGBTI people are twice as likely to be diagnosed and treated for a mental health disorder. I don't know what that means, right? Final point, and this is a statement. This is what the government's doing towards mental health. You know, we're looking at it like it's a baby thing right now. It's actually quite big. Right?
It is.
And how big it is, right? It really affects us all as a person or as a society. You know, see, no more community. I ain't do that no more, right? So, the government is investing 201.1 million to meet the clinical services demand and provide additional inpatient services, as well as further 39.4 million to enhance the mental health system. This is how strongly
serious it is.
Again, to our third question. So go on, James Luak, what are you gonna say, man? Elaborate.
I reckon, looking at these figures, it just showed us the gravity of mental illnesses. Some of us might think and take it slightly as Zema Sudanin, be a gulu. Every kid that just stay quiet. This kid is just hagar. This kid is a spoil. This is what we look at it as African. When we go through these mental illnesses, they reckon we are spoiled. But that's not the case.
It's not.
If government can take it as serious as it is and put that much amount in it, then we need to open up to ourselves and actually acknowledge the gravity of it that is affecting the entire society.
It is.
Not only us. So, man, looking at that figures, it scares me.
It does.
That's how serious it is.
Yeah.
It actually scares me, to be honest.
But you said something about African house, and he said, you know, like, can I use the real word I experienced? It's a Luthi, Shamashi, like real talk.
Yeah, straight up.
You know, the hagar.
Hagar. You know, when is that the name? I went to Sudan recently, and they're like, I heard new words, man. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, got offended.
What's really sad about this is that most of the time, if you start to bring this kind of topic into place, people tend to look at you like you're crazy.
I agree.
And I think that's exactly what shuts a lot of people off from actually expressing their emotions and their internal well-being.
Yeah.
Because someone will definitely look at you and be like, no, you're crazy. Because in our culture, there's nothing such as mental health at all.
Not at
It's
all.
either you're being hard-headed or
Spoiled kid.
or you're spoiled pretty much. So the fact that we're in Australia and have become into this realization that there is mental health, we can then go out there into society. See what I did there?
I know you did that. No more C's, man. No more the S's.
No more T's, man. All the S's.
And speak upon this. So it's a really good topic, and in regards to that ratio, it definitely shows us that there is a massive problem in our society, and that if we don't attend to that problem, then it's just gonna become worse over time. So it is now that we need to prevent this from getting any more worse.
Yes,
Prevention is much better
we're
than
also
cure.
the youngest. We're also the youngest, I guess, immigrants in the country at the moment. I don't think people realize that, man. Like our figures in Melbourne itself doesn't exceed 3,000 plus.
Nah,
Not at all.
we're not us that much.
Right. So, and then here we are conflicting ourselves, and it's easy for us to get in front of the media or mainstream media because, you know, we just don't see how small we are and how easy for us to be identified.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and that's what we need to start talking about. You know, we're a small group of people in this country, and part of being a small group of people, you gotta understand that we need to work together.
Yeah, that's true.
Separation gotta be at home. We need to be the leaders who are gonna go back home
And fix the problem. So we have
fix the problems
Yeah.
because we are accredited,
Yeah.
right? And accredited saying professional. We have the opportunity to go professional, right? So it's very important that we do that. You know, so I'm really my final question. And this is one of the questions I actually want to start with myself, right? So, do you take part of the mental health week? Why or why not? I'm gonna start it off. I think it's very important. I think it's very serious that I take part of it.
What was the question again? I didn't get it.
So, do you take part in the mental health week? It's actually a mental health week
Or a you okay day.
or the You Okay Day. You know? Do you take part of that?
Absolutely.
Or do you understand what that is? You know, so for me personally, I'm a professional. You don't care. So I guess I'm in the sequence, so just do it, you know, willingly. And I love doing it. You know, I'm not saying anything negative about this. You know, I love doing it willingly. But I always started learning about it recently as well. You know, that sometimes you have to open the right door for you to learn the right things.
That's correct.
That's how I see it, basically. So I do take part of it. You know, I buy everything. I'm a colorful bird. On that day, that week I'm a colorful bird. You know, but what do you think, James? Come on.
Look, there's nothing better in life than to be a part of the solution.
Yeah.
Always.
100%.
Yeah.
No matter what you do in life, be part of the solution.
Yeah.
Now, don't run away when there is problem, but always be part of the solution.
That's
And I reckon it's a massive step that we have to be part of it, understand it, and then we can come up with extra strategies or methods to work things out of it. So I do take it very serious. I'm always humbled to be part of it. First, I learned so much. Secondly, I learned the strategies how to help people, and most importantly, how to help myself so I can help others. So I think it's very crucial that we really, really advise all the viewers. Even if you're going through perfect lifestyles, you might have a friend, a cousin, a sister, a brother that is around the corner that might need help. And this is a great platform to participate.
That is so good. You know, and you made that last point. I like how we just bounce over the last point of each other, right? You made that point, you know, even if you have a good lifestyle, you know, what is a good lifestyle? You have to now go and evaluate that yourself, right? What is a good lifestyle to you that makes you the person you want to be and allows you to grow, right? Because if the lifestyle is just keeping you still, 7 years down the track, you're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Then
There's a problem there.
Yeah, there is.
And I think that's where mental health started to step in, right? And you've been ignoring it for a while, using all this. I guess there's a lot of things in our society nowadays that we use, right, to try to buy that time. But you can't buy the time. What you doing? You're expanding the time. You're actually making the whole process a lot longer than it should be. And that's a negative approach about it, right? So, but Lizzie, come on, you got to touch on, right? So the question goes: you take part in the mental health week? Why or why not?
In all honesty, I've never used to take part in the mental health week. I've just recently started taking part, and the reason for that is so that I have enough knowledge to go out there and speak to the young people within this generation about mental health and the ways to recognize mental health. I strongly feel that it's really important for each and every one of us to be a part of the Mental Health Week.
Correct.
To show that we have an understanding and we care about the younger youth within our community.
Correct.
So it is really important, and it's one of those topics that come up each time, because as we all understand, it's not just women that go through mental health. There are men that go through mental health.
I agree
And I
with
strongly feel that
100%.
it's a lot
we're
worse.
good at hiding that.
It's a
We're
lot.
actually so good at
That's
hiding
what I'm about
that.
It's so, you know
Jesus.
what? That's exactly what I was about to say.
Keep going.
I've come to realize that with men, they don't tend to speak out as much.
That's correct.
In Australia, are we aware that in most cases, men tend to commit suicide because they shut doors and stop talking about what's really triggering them?
Wow.
Mental Health Week is really important because each year, the majority of men in Australia take their own lives. And that's because they feel that, oh, I'm a man, I should not talk about some of my struggles because then people will look down on me. No, you're a human. You're a soul.
You say something before I say something. Come on. When she's done, you say something before I say something.
I strongly feel that men are humans. They are souls. And as women, since we have it all, and I know we don't, it is best to check on our men, our kings.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, if we don't look after them, in all honesty, we have no one to look up to.
Wow.
True.
Wow.
Yeah.
That touches my heart, man. You got some tissues there, man? Got some tissues there?
We love you guys. We love you.
I'll buy this.
We love you guys.
I love the hospitality. Just before the man gets get the whole of it, I just want to grab a little bit of peace. I think you mentioned something very interesting, that men do tend to play the role of the strongest one.
Yeah.
But I just want to make one thing clear to our viewers, that our mental health affect the strongest one out of all of them.
Absolutely.
The
That
stronger
is
you
so
are,
true.
the more effective it is to you.
Yeah.
Because it gives you that principle of not speaking out of
My
it.
goodness.
Because you are strong.
Yeah. That's true.
This is true story.
Yeah.
I've just lost one of my last childhood friends a couple of months back, and I mean, it was one of the strongest guys I know.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised and so blind to actually understand that he was going through so much because of the strength that he had and the power that he had as a person,
Yeah.
and how he's there for everybody else. So, like Liz had mentioned earlier, let's check on the strongest one, because these are the ones that get affected more.
Yeah. The ones that are always smiling.
It's more likely you don't recognize it,
Yeah.
because they have that face cover.
It's a mask.
Doesn't allow you.
It's a mask.
See, we don't wear makeups, but that's a mask. Keep going.
It's a mask.
So it's we need to acknowledge that as a community. Just because some of the men, and we have some females that are very strong as well, that are doing double shift and looking after the kids and this and that. But just because they're strong, it doesn't mean they're not struggling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Just
true.
because they're doing everything right, it does not mean they're not suffering.
Exactly
Just
right.
before I give it back to you, I want to touch on what you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
That if you do shift your focus off, like, you can't help someone if you're not helping yourself.
Exactly.
You have to help yourself and understand what you're dealing with before you can help others.
That's true.
So it is very important that we understand ourselves before we can try to understand others.
Yeah.
And that's very important.
And just to touch base on that, you can't pour from an empty cup.
There gotta be something in it.
Your cup has to be full first before you can pour a little bit out of it. So
Another word, help yourself
That's
before
it.
you can help others.
that's it. So you can do it in your full potential. So you can do it in your full potential. That's it. That's it. Wow. That's beautiful.
That cup thing is going to be one of our segments. We need to talk about that. It needs to be talked about.
I'm here.
And it's
Like,
straight up.
I'm here.
People call me crazy. I'm like, I'm crazy. You know why I'm
Then
crazy?
we're crazy together.
Because we need to do it. It just need to be done.
I think you asked me something very interesting before.
Yeah.
What is a perfect life? And I've actually
Thought of
and then
that.
we went to the next. I think some people, they do misunderstand the concept of perfection.
Yeah.
If you financially stable, some people reckon you have a perfect life.
Yeah. That's true.
But that's not the case.
Yeah.
You could have the best relationship some people might think you have a perfect life,
Yeah.
but that's not the case. So life can actually never be perfect,
Yeah.
but we can always balance it
We can.
and understand what's in need. If
Yeah.
you're financially stable, then what can you do to avoid getting stress
Yeah.
from your relationship?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or if your relationship is perfect, then what can you do financially to make sure you don't fall in mental illnesses
Yeah.
because you're suffering financially?
Yeah.
So we need to balance those areas that are we lacking
Yeah.
pure for the perfection, and then we can balance it from there.
Yeah.
So having that close to perfect life, it's rather better than obviously being homeless or this and that.
Yeah.
But just because you're in that platform, it doesn't mean you can't help others.
That's true.
Wow.
Wow. You've perfectly said it.
I've got nothing to say. Just gonna go to my
goodness.
questions. But look, you guys been amazing, you know, Lizzie. Oh, you need to keep coming back every day.
I will.
Be here. This is the time.
There's
be
a
here,
lot.
right?
There's a lot to
James
talk
Luak, we're gonna have you on the show again 3-4 times next year. This need to be happening consistently. You guys agree?
Absolutely. I
Man,
agree.
So we need to keep pushing
2020, we're coming point of view all the way up.
You know, we're
We
gonna
are.
share our point of view. You know, it is very important, right? That the West should start to think about things like this. You know, for me, mental health was really introduced when I started working professionally.
Yeah.
And when I say professional, I ain't talking about no casual routine. Wake up at 6, wake up at 4, wake up at 3.
I'm fine again.
Work it out. I'm talking about when you wake up, you realize you have a duty of care
That's
as a
it.
professional, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that means you have to really be a part of what you wanna. You know, you got to be a part of your job now. You have to understand your job now.
Yeah.
And when I start understanding my job, I'm like, there's a lot of free days in this game. Why?
Yeah.
Why do we have this dress-up day, multicultural day? And I realized that this is what we need to start tapping into. And it started really tricking this word in my mind that I shared yesterday, which is integration.
Integration.
Most Africans are still in the immigration platform.
Yeah.
I think the town will start stepping to the integration platform.
Love it.
The inclusion of others. I'm sorry.
I think
I'm
that's
too
a-
much.
I think that's a perfect topic for
That
next
was
time.
so good.
I think that's
There's so much
It
to elaborate on
is. It is.
There's 2 topics now. Put them down. We gotta put them down on this show, right? But look, we're gonna get into a bit of a game, right? We're gonna pause all this for a minute, right? Get into a bit of game. I want to get to know you guys a bit more,
Straight
right?
up, straight up.
The next segment, and we're gonna get back to that segment because I feel like there's a lot we gotta cover. Right? If we don't cover today, that's fine. We'll make another segment at the other time, right?
Of course.
But basically today, the game we're playing is called. It's my favorite game, man. I swear I'm like, yup. Last week I tried to do it. Everyone got scared and stuff. I'll let that be, you know. But the game title is this. The game is called 2 Lies, 1 Truth.
Oh wow.
Right? The aim of the game is for everyone in this room today, right, to share 3 statements. 2 of the statements have to be lies. 1 of the statements have to be truthful.
Wow.
I like it so far.
We
man.
need to try to
Pretty
guess
awesome.
which one is truthful.
You got
That's where the philosopher
man, I
got
love
me
it,
in
I
the
love
game.
it.
That's why I'm weird. You just call me weird. Right? But like,
I think we'll start with James.
so
Hey,
James,
hey, my mom raised me to make sure ladies goes first.
that could be a hotspot.
And that's a strong
Hey.
statement. I cannot argue
That
that.
is strong.
We'll give
Ladies
it to Mr. Philosopher.
always go first.
Yeah,
I ain't in the game. I'm just guessing. My job. Hey, shout out to DJ Bonnie.
Philosopher can start so that everyone can get
Alright,
comfortable. You know what I mean?
I'll start. I like that. But hey, shout out to DJ Ronnie, man. He's actually behind the scene right now. You're doing all the management for us today.
No, just the sound,
Music
man.
and
Just
everything,
making
you know.
sure.
Hey, it's a big job. We need to appreciate
It
it.
is. It is. It's not easy.
It's not an easy job. It's not easy to be here for the lights.
Most
I'm
of-
like, I'm hot, I'm cold.
The hardest job- the hardest-
Literally, it became a dance.
Most of the hardest job are done behind the scene.
Oh,
I reckon we have
That's
to
correct.
appreciate.
You know, so it's
those
good
who behind the
technology. You know,
scenes.
this is point of view, guys. We're gonna get to our next segment, which is called 2 Lies, 1
One
Truth.
truth.
Right? I'm gonna start off.
Start off, man.
I was a born entrepreneur. Right? That's my first statement. I was a born entrepreneur. I can't say any more than that. When I started thinking, I think I've always thought like this all my life. You know, I think if you actually get to know me, who I am as a person, I've always thought about this. And if you made a statement where I have to rebuttal you, hey, Where's that? Where's the hexagon at? Where's the hexagon at, man? Let's just start it right now. Literally, that's what it is with me. Hey, I'm ready to start you. On the street, on the couch, in your mom's bedroom. Let's do it. Literally, man. I'm ready to go, right? So that's my first statement. My second statement is this. Growing up, when I was born, apparently I was born with one of my legs shorter than the other. Again, it's a statement. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, I'm getting you guys now. Y'all confused. Y'all confused. Like, who the heck is this dude?
I think he just took the game to the next level.
He did.
Huh?
He put me in the wrong spot. He said it started. I was
Nah, he did. He's always taking the game to the another level.
Third one.
Yes, sir.
That's a hard one. I shouldn't think about it. So, I actually decided to not drive normal cars anymore. I've decided to not drive a car. Because a car is a vehicle. And I have two vehicles that are very important to start looking after, which is my heart.
Yeah.
How pure it is, and my
In his brain. In his brain.
I got out of the car. I walk everywhere I go right now. You guys,
So
there you go.
I'm
sure it's truthful.
So we'll go through all of them. So the first one you said you're a born entrepreneur.
Yep.
And and the second one you said he was born with another leg shorter than the other one. Yeah, and the third one, and no one believes you decided just not to drive a car. Just decided not to drive a car. So look, I think so which one do we have to choose? The truth one?
Yeah,
so we got two that are lies and one is truth.
Yeah. So I think the one that I might say is true.
I like this. You started this. You started this. So I'll get you down.
Probably is the first one. You're a born entrepreneur.
Okay, so the
first one. Everyone can decide which one.
Yeah, that's your answer. Can we remember his answer? Because I ain't writing it down.
The entrepreneur side of things.
Yep.
Okay. So was that a yes?
Yeah.
I can't even answer you. Y'all have to answer
the one.
His point of view.
Is that it was
He reckon it was
that's
a
the
born
true statement. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What do you think, James?
Look, I think perfection is something you train.
Mm-hmm.
Some leaders can be born as leaders, but if they're not great followers, they'll never become great leaders. So therefore, I reckon I agree with him. Showing the symptoms that you are driving yourself in life, it's something you have to be born with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something you can't train.
Honestly, wow.
Driving a vehicle, that's a perfect example to shift our focus on the truth.
Yeah.
But I think we all can agree. You need a car to go anywhere.
Man, and James, you know what James does? He just puts the answer in a sort of like philosophical way. You just go like, okay, I won't disagree.
I like that too. Yeah. Lizzie, what do you think?
You've chosen the most three toughest.
I thought about the game. I knew what I was going to try to say.
I agree with the two gentlemen. The first one is 100% correct. The second one is a lie.
Okay.
And the third is a really good way of showing an example of where you should be heading.
Yep.
So, 1 and 3 is correct.
So I have to give
2
you guys
is
my
a lie.
my answer.
Yeah.
So then we can move to the next person. Everyone here in this room is wrong.
Wow.
When I was born, I was actually born with my right leg being shorter than the other one.
No
And
way.
I grew into it
Wow.
because I was a runner. And I guess that goes back to the entrepreneurship part of it.
So we're closing up.
Believe this right.
We're closing up.
We're
Closing up.
So the entrepreneurship thing came afterwards.
It came after I finished year 12.
Oh, okay.
Then when you realize the other leg grew up, now we can move forward.
I'm ready to run and beat people and punch people and sneak out like that. Literally.
Respect, bro. Respect.
Respect.
100%.
Respect.
It's a point of view. That's a truthful thing about it.
Yeah, man.
That's one thing you learn new about me today. I was born with a leg shorter than the other one.
The game goes on, so the game is called
James.
Yep.
So the game
Two
is
lies.
2 lies and one truth.
My
2
man.
lies and 1 truth. Wow.
Wow. Let me take it to the next level. I think this guy
Yes.
just raised the bar very
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
raise the bar very high.
Mm-hmm.
As I was born as a lefty,
Mm-hmm.
perfectly left-handed. Everything I do with left hand. Everything. Shake people's hand, eat with the left, everything. So pretty much I was lefty in my brain. My two hemispheres weren't connecting properly. That's segment 1. Number 2, I was a model.
All right.
Never went professional.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a model. The third one is I have 2 misses in the Western world. So you guys figured out which one is true and which one is lie.
Guys, you went deep.
I'm good with math. Man. Tick, tick.
That's a difficult one.
That's a difficult one. I'm thinking.
Aban, you want to go first? Go first, man.
What was the first one again? This is so detailed. So deep, man.
First one, I was born left-handed.
Left-handed, yeah.
I believe
Head
you
down.
can train your right hand, so that can't be the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I remember growing up and people like, I had my mom saying, "You eat with the left hand, we're gonna cut it off." I'm like, "Well, you cut it off then."
Yeah,
I keep doing it.
It's an African thing. You can't use a left-handed. Yeah,
I'm
man.
telling everyone
Even
my
in
family, like, hey, here,
even in
cut it.
Zimbabwe, you can't use the
Cut
left
it.
hand.
Take
Yeah.
Because then you force me to train the other one. But till that is done, I can't go to the other one.
I thought that was a Zimbabwean thing.
Nah, it's a Sudanese thing too.
That's the least thing, mate.
Okay.
And that's Arab thing as well.
Oh.
Yeah, especially
I
the
see.
Muslims.
And then one day someone explained why you can't do it. I'm like, well, I guess I have to just change to the other hand. Do the other hand job with the other hand. Thank you for letting me know.
So the first one, so the first one with James was left-handed one, and the second one was
Second was model.
being a model,
Yeah.
and the third one
I
misses.
think the third one's the answer for me. Right? You know,
That's
he
a
made
correct
statement
one.
today he had 7 kids.
You said
Hey.
yeah, 7. Then you said what?
That's my answer.
That's the third
Lizzie go. Lizzie go. I'm done. Lizzie go.
This is really difficult. I strongly feel that the last statement is 100% correct. The second one,
It's doubtly, it might be true,
like,
you know.
let's be honest, you do have the height of a model and the figure and everything, like the physical appearance and everything.
Oh, she's giving me a big head.
Yeah.
I thought my head was big already.
But I don't think that's incorrect.
Yeah.
That's incorrect. And the first one as well. So that's my perspective.
So what's the answer? Third?
1 and 2 is a lie.
Okay.
The third is the truth.
Tell us the answer.
What do you reckon, DJ? You got something to put
I
in?
think the first one is true because I see your left hand is always active. You always, but the third one because you said how you've got 7 kids and all. Okay.
Which lady?
This lady must be a strong lady. Now you said you got 2 pieces now. Probably it's the third one. So I'll go with my first my first request. I think the left hand one is it might be the correct one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up to DJ Ronnie. You got it right, my man. All
I
stirred up.
knew it. His left hand is active.
0 to 100 real quick.
He's just active, man. When
This is why I say I'm crazy. I'm a hot head. So I am wrong for that reason.
Now I gotta give it.
Chill. Yeah. Put it in the bag.
even
So
on Facebook,
You actually getting close, very close.
I'll tell you,
Uh,
on Facebook, there's a lady called Sarah Cara. She said the first one is true, the second one and the third one's a lie.
Yeah, that's my wife.
All right.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Really,
0 to 100 real quick.
Shout out to Sarah, man. She's
Hey, Sarah.
yeah.
Shout out to you. Hey,
Shout
no
out to you.
question. Please, I need people help me corner these people.
His left hand is so active. I was looking because I look at people, you know. His left hand is active, man. He explains
Mike,
it
Mike.
on.
Can I share a quick story?
Yes,
You got a
sir.
great observation.
So for a
skill.
while, my mom was trying to change me to go to right hand.
Yeah.
It didn't work. So then she beat my auntie, the muscle.
Yeah.
I just like, hey, if you don't do it, we really are gonna cut it off.
Stand up.
I'm I'm still waiting for the day.
Yeah.
I was 7 that time. I'm still waiting for the day. Just cut it off. That means when you ask me to go to the shop, I can only carry things in one hand. Let's do it.
I mean, I can never send you to the shop.
So I use a psychological battle. I'm like, and this is what I mean. Like, I feel like also I'm partly born as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because I learned entrepreneur very young, and I can now actually express and explain it now. So we're gonna keep it there. Hey, Lizzie, you are next.
All right.
Lizzie, you're next,
Well,
man.
so-
You have to surpass the
just
boys.
before she
I
jumps
need
in,
to.
You have to
Yes,
surpass.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I'll give you more time to think about your thing a
Yes,
little
yes,
bit.
sometimes.
have to say.
Just behind the story, I was actually born lefty. You're right, my man, right on the spot. Your story actually happened to me. My hand was actually my little finger got cut, so I don't use my right, but I don't use my left hand.
Yeah.
So that gave me time to train my right.
Okay.
So my dad literally cut it, a massive cut, and I don't
So that
use
it's
it.
always so. You don't use
It's always
it.
so I don't use it. It sounds like child abuse, isn't it?
It sounds like, but I understand where it's coming from.
Yeah, but in our culture, it's very
Yeah, it's
strong that
common,
we,
yeah.
the right hand should be the dominant one.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate the story behind it because now I use my two hands.
Both hands.
I write Arabic with my left and I write
And
English
English.
with my right.
Oh, okay.
I can money with my left and I give the stash with my right.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So
Man,
That
it
is
works out
double
pretty
figure.
good.
You got the 6
Shout out to Sarah for your support.
And they'll
being a
always say,
grandmother all the way up.
Point of view, point
they
of
always
view, again,
say,
point of view.
the left-handers are the most thinkers. You know, Barack Obama is a left-hander. A lot
Hey,
of
tell me
people
about it.
who I
Intelligent
know, man,
I
like,
guess philosopher,
like
someone's coming up.
I guess I'm a left-handed
Let's let him
too.
go. Leave him alone then. Thank you.
Man,
I'm really interested to hear what
All yours,
Lizzie's
Lizzie.
gotta say.
Queen of-
What
the queen
do
of
you
the
have
night.
to say?
Mine is pretty simple, to be honest.
yeah.
So the first one, I have about 3 kids. The second one, from primary school to high school, I've gone to all Catholic schools. The third one, I'm a customer service officer.
That's an easy game.
I should know
I
you.
kept it nice and simple.
Yeah, she kept it nice.
Hey, we're gonna start out with the guy behind the mic.
It'll be easy for you because you know her.
Someone,
Me, I have to move the puzzle.
guys,
This is like a
someone,
chess game to me
someone
right
on
now.
Facebook said, "What's going on here?" The show point of view is still on. We're just explaining to someone who is on Facebook. We just got in. Natty Bubbles Madura. She must be Zimbabwean anyway. 'Cause what's going on here? So the show is point of view. We've already discussed the main topic, and obviously these guys are shutting the show down, just playing a game so that we just interact. We can just have fun after a big topic we have discussed. This is point of view. The man Philosopher is here. Philosopher, you want to say something?
Nothing. I just want to hear the answers.
All right, the answers.
Very simple like that.
All right.
So we're gonna start with you. What do you think?
I've already started. James should start because I did start
So
before.
I have 3
yeah.
kids.
Well, straight up, guys, viewers, we're still on the point. We're covering the most important topic,
Yeah.
mental illnesses and mental health. Please stay tuned. You will learn something and we'll learn something from you. Now we're just trying to stretch up a little bit, you know what I mean? And get comfortable.
Exactly.
Lizzie, I'm going to pinpoint. This is a chess game for me. I think I will eliminate the 3 kids. That's rubbish.
Can I hold you? Can I hold you?
What you say?
You're so honest.
Make your answer long. Make your answer
I
long.
have
I have to think about this too.
yeah. All right. All right. Just you eliminated one.
Us. That's what I say. That's literally what I say.
But and I reckon the second one, customer service, in terms of if you're trying to understand the knowledge behind it, I think anybody that is providing service to the communities as a customer service, regardless of your role.
All
You can
right.
be the CEO of company, but you're
That's
still
correct.
providing customers to the community or the society you live in.
Wow.
So that's a pretty hard one. And what was the last, the first one?
That was
I
the
went
mid
to all
one.
Catholics.
The
I went to all
Catholic
Catholic
one was
schools.
the second one.
Looking into the knowledge and the greatest skill you have, I will say you went to private school. In terms of the knowledge and what you bring to the table and how you express yourself and how you carry yourself as a woman. I think that's Catholics got something to do with it.
True.
I'm gonna praise you every day. I'm gonna praise you do.
My
Sorry, the book Lela.
So just to keep it short,
Yeah.
I will eliminate 3 kids, the customer service, even though it aligned with it, but then I don't think that's the main concept. So I'll go with the Catholic school.
Absolutely.
How you carry yourself. So I'll give it to you, my man. See how you
Philosopher.
shuffle the cards.
Second.
The Catholic one, yeah?
Second.
All right. Because the customer service, I know she works with...
Hey, I'm a customer
know.
service.
You meant customer service?
I'm a customer service. I'm a teacher. What do? I'm servicing people.
So it's a
Yeah,
career,
but
right?
it's a different, it's a different trade when
No.
you're putting it in a level 3.
I'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
A customer service is
Get
someone
on.
who work with people.
Get him.
That's it.
Get him.
There's nothing more to it.
My
You
man.
could be
But they-
you could be a doctor. You have to
Yeah, yeah.
service someone.
Yeah.
So
You could be a
everyone
taxi
is a
driver, you have to
customer
service.
service. If you say it like that, then everyone works as a customer service.
So I can't take the first.
I'm a customer service to my kids. Can I say that?
He will come when I was servicing. Done. My point.
So you're saying she's a customer service person?
No, I'm saying she's a Catholic.
Oh.
She figured out prayer. Yeah, right now.
See, he has to go. He has to go around the bushes before he can get
don't know
to.
the
You
name
guys
of
are
this.
bragging.
My answer.
This is it.
I'll go to my answer and I'll explain it a little bit. Because when you say it, I have about 3 keys, and then I'm like, nah, you know you have 3 keys. You can't say I have about 3 keys if you have 3 keys.
Oh my god.
If you have 3 kids, you have to have one thing. You have a nana with it. Because, hey, man, you should.
He got really good, very good observation.
I
Yeah,
usually
you
say
observe
these
everything.
things,
He did.
He observed everything.
I really
Very
want
good
to
Yeah,
observation
he
skills.
did.
Yeah, he got the bigger picture.
The observation
And
skills
obviously
are
the
on point.
customer service one, it doesn't really relate to me because you were talking about being, social worker and
Yeah.
case management and stuff like that. So I'll cancel out that one. So I'll go with the Catholic. Obviously,
wow.
the way you handle yourself, like James said,
Thank you.
he's very observant too. Because I observe people when they're like, I was like,
Observation
she
skills.
handles herself.
So that's
what's
my
it?
answer. I think the second one's really is, she did that prayer. Yeah, come through.
Cool man, I
I
laid it.
need that. I need that cash flow when I have to be an adult. I don't want to try to struggle.
So you know what?
Then life happens.
Long story short, you guys are all correct.
Wow.
I did go
Like,
to
we
all
ate you
Catholic
like a plate.
schools,
That was-
primary
We
and
put you
high
on the
school.
plate. That's
So
like a
let's
dessert.
start cooking, shall we?
But in this game of answering question, you know who won? I did. Because I was the only one who was correct on James.
My man, I agree.
So you won one and we
So
won
we-
one.
Everyone was
No
correct.
one
and
wins.
you
You
won.
guys got 10 points.
Nah, he got
each.
2 points and we got 1.
Yeah,
you
you
can't,
got
'cause
one.
what was the first answer?
He got mine.
No, he's,
Right
he
handed.
got yours, but he didn't get her.
No.
He
I haven't.
agreed with us.
This
I
is
did.
important.
Yeah.
I'm the only female in the room, so I get more points.
Yes.
All right.
That's-
Thank you.
I guess we know who run the world.
Philosopher, Philosopher, can you round up and just give the guys opportunity to talk? Because obviously an hour is gone, and obviously when we need to round out the show.
That's
Yo, guys, so to round up, guys, we just want to call some few shout outs, man. I think we call this the 5 minutes of hot advertisement, right? So I'm going to start off, man. Like, recently I went to a conference. During the conference, I actually met some lovely people who identified some things. One thing I've really learned this week about us as a community, whether in Australia, whether within Melbourne, Melbourne, Sydney, and so forth. See, state's hard to fucking, his name. But what I learned recently that we actually have an app called My African Hub. It's a newly introduced app. I think we all need to get on board on this, right? In a sense of knowing what we are as an African. And the app actually promotes the idea of my culture. But again, what I like about the app too, it doesn't talk about my culture as South Sudanese, it doesn't talk about culture. This talk about culture as an African. So I think this, it's very there. It's all at the platform right now. Whether you're on Apple, you're on Android, you gotta look it up. My African Hub. It's very important that we start to really support our people, man. If they want donation, give them 5 cents.
Instead for the culture.
Right? If that's how much you afford, man, hey, give them $10 if you can afford that too. Nothing negative, man. I ain't trying to put anyone down. I want us to start working together. So that's one of the things I want to make big ups, Also, this week alone, I also got to meet a new group, a rap artist group called, what are they called? Jungle Boys. That's what they call Jungle Boys. That again represent who we are as a people. I'm
Africa pride.
gonna
All the
push
way
for
up.
them to come on the show it's necessary for them to speak their view as a musician, and we need to start acknowledging things like that, you know. So yeah, man, that's things for me. Do you guys have anything you want to shout out to, or maybe some sort of something amazing happened in your week that you really want to highlight? But before we do that, I want to give one shout out, you know. So South Sudanese United, which they call US, so they had the privilege this week to actually have a youth conference. I don't know how much people knew about this and not, you know, but this is why I was talking to them about this, about our show. Like, point of view is about you guys giving us the content that we share it out there so you understand it, you know. So that's it for me, man. Lizzie, let's go.
A big shout out to Sandown Lions.
Straight up, all the way up, representing VIC City.
That's
Yeah.
it. I just want to encourage you guys to keep doing what you're doing. And at the end of the day, if you stay focused, you will get where you want to be.
Word.
You have our full support. So shout out to Sandown Lions and all the best.
Word.
Straight up. I have a special shout out for all the single mothers that actually work so hard this year.
7.
I reckon this is the highest year I've ever seen South Sudanese young men and women who actually graduated in year 12. So I want a massive special shout out to all the single mothers. To me, they redefined the concept of one hand can't clap.
That's correct.
We do understand one hand doesn't make noise,
Yeah.
but through hard work, dedication, commitment, and a lot of sacrifices,
You're right.
that one hand can move a
I
mountain.
wouldn't be one-handed.
So I want to really give a shout out to all the single mothers that work so hard
Yeah.
Respect.
for their kids to go to
Respect.
graduate in year 12. Your
Respect.
hard work is appreciated.
Respect.
Your hard work is respected.
Respect.
And we are so proud of you that you actually did what you have to do as a mother to drive this kid to where they're supposed to be. So don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. Your hard work will never be forgotten, and those kids will appreciate all you put into it.
Yeah.
I know it takes a lot of hard time to do things as a one parent, this and that, but you are doing great. Appreciate yourself.
That's the
and
single
know that
mothers.
You're doing so much, and this is what point of view it's all about: is recognizing those who are working behind the scenes, giving credit to those who are not creditors, and actually appreciating those who are pushing community forward. So shout outs to you guys, and again shout out to Sandown Lions. I'm one of the board members. We're one of the biggest platform that holds South Sudanese youth. It's one of the Victorian club that is actually functioning as African club.
All right.
It's not a community club, very professional club. We are holding about 200 to 250 youth that are active, and we're using sport as a tools to manipulate those young kids and make sure they do a good thing in life, make sure they have ambitions, they have missions, and they have visions in life. So shout out to Sandown Lions. We've been active for the last 10 to 11 years, and we're moving forward. If you're a young kid with talented and you like a sport, come down and we'll look after you.
Basketball, soccer.
And most
Basketball,
importantly,
soccer. Is basketball, soccer, is it?
Soccer, mainly soccer, but we are helping mentally.
Yeah.
We invite companies like Headspace to come and have an input and make sure they have the knowledge behind the mental illnesses. So they come once a month to do a few activities.
That's a big show.
So we are linking these organizations to help mothers understand, because I think the best solution about mental health is start from home.
Yes.
Before
Charity begins at home.
At home.
Yeah. I remember when you guys had the Black Panther night.
Oh man, it's coming soon, very soon.
Amazing. And the recreational side of things too, it's actually pretty good.
Man, that's pretty good. This is Point of View. Philosopher, you have to close down the show.
So one final shout out to EMC, which is again is another partner that probably needs to start working with Sandown Line, because we have one focus. You know, we use sport as a vehicle, as a tool to deliver this, you know, idea of things. You know, but EMC is actually a bit bigger than you think. You know, EMC is focused on, you know, education, traineeship, and courses. You know, so if you really want to step up again, if you're a mother or you're an individual who just want to really work on themselves, this is where it comes in. You know, EMC also provide things like, you know, work experience. If you're 10,
All
talk
the way
to
up,
us.
all the way up, all the way up.
Let us know that you need a job, and we'll get you the job.
We'll get you the job.
You might not like it, it's work experience, but we'll get you the job. You know, other segment that we also tap as well is like employment opportunities. You know, like again, getting people into employment opportunity, entrepreneurship, skills, seminars. You know, we touched at a new segment right now that it hasn't really happened yet, but we're still pushing for, which is promoting AFL to African youth.
Yeah.
It needs to be
That's
promoted,
it.
right?
It has to be, bro.
And that's
Has
point
to
of
be.
view. That's point of view. That's us. That's
Thank
1
you
hour
for
clocking in.
watching.
Thank you for watching.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, guys. Have a
Stay
good night.
safe.
Thank you.
Yes.
Point of view.